All right, magandang gabi mga kakape and welcome back to another episode of course, Kapihan with Sir Lex. And bago ang lahat, yan katatapos lamang ng araw ng mga puso. So, happy Valentine's Day, happy Hearts Day, no? Single man o may partner, yan. Lagi dapat tayong masaya, no? Kahit hindi Valentine's Day. Ngayon po mas masaya kasi I think for most of us ito po ay quincenas ngayon. So meron tayong nare-receive na sweldo for those who are working. So again, magandang gabi mga kakape and welcome to another episode of Kapihan with Sir Lex. And of course, as usual, we have a very special guest for tonight. But before natin siya tawagin, I would like to ask, of course, you ngayon na nanonood, please do share this particular live stream. We are now live in 3 locations. We have this Facebook page, we have our LinkedIn page, and our YouTube channel, all at Ask Lex PH Academy. And now, without further ado, let me introduce our speaker for this episode. Okay, our speaker, ayan, ayan ang ating speaker for tonight ay founder and managing director of Philpro Consultancies based in Dubai, UAE. He's an ACI certified human resources manager with more than 10 years of experience offering technical expertise in both human resource management and human resource development. Skilled in recruiting the right talent with employee retention priority. He do implement a strong training program vital in evolving and realigning the human capital towards organizational mission and vision. In year 2021, he became a human resources head at Sea Seafood Restaurant in Dubai. At the same year, he also became the human resource manager at Celio Hospitality Group and a human resource manager at Play Restaurant and Lounge at Dubai Emirates year 2016 to 2018. For over a year, he's been doing and focusing with consultancy firm business, which is Philpro Consultancies that is based in Dubai. Now they're venturing here in the Philippines and trying to offer the same professional services in Dubai, of course, going back here to the Philippines. Ladies and gentlemen, without further ado, please help me welcome our guest for season 3 Episode 5, Kapihan with Sir Lex, none other than Mr. Jover de la Cruz, Managing Director at Pilfro Consultancies. Ayan.
Yeah, I think
Magandang
we're
gabi, Sir
live.
Jover.
Magandang gabi, Sir Lex. Hi,
Ayan.
everyone. Good evening.
Kamusta, sir? Nasaan ka ba ngayong ano?
Yeah, apologize for my space kasi for the time being, nandito ako sa client natin. Kasi we
Mm-hmm.
wanna, we wanna see personally what's going on if ever we're with a client or if ever we're engaged to any project.
Nice. So, kailan pa kayo dito sa Philippines, if I may ask?
Yeah, I think I'm here for almost 3 weeks na. Yeah, coming 1 month na ako next week. And I have to fly back.
Right. Oh, okay, okay. Yeah, we were talking
Mhm.
about that in the and the backstage kanina. Yeah, napabalik
Right,
na nga
right.
kayo on I think next week, you know. So,
Yeah.
um thank you no for saying yes and of course sparing your portion of your precious time po dito sa ating show ngayon. So let's get it going no. So nasa Pilipinas
Mhm.
pala kayo ngayon. And then just
Yeah,
like any other guest naman, we always ask yung mga typical questions, of course. So
sure.
you're now doing consultancy, but let's go back muna dun sa roots. Ano
Okay,
ba
okay,
yung
great.
course nyo during college? Para magka-context tayo as we move along. Ano ba yung bakit kayo napunta dito sa ano na to, sa business na to? So you took what
Well,
degree or what course in college?
yeah, I am a
And
nurse by profession. So I
nurse.
started,
Okay?
yes, a
Mm-mm.
little aligned, but it's not really what I'm doing right now. So I'm
Mm-hmm.
a nurse by profession. And as
Mm-hmm.
like other people, it was also my, let's say, I chose a course, that course, na maging nurse. However, along the way, I realized that I think there's another calling. So I tried
Mhm.
different industry, different jobs. So
Mhm.
yun, until I see myself in a situation na happy ako on what I'm doing right now.
Correct. So so you mentioned about ito, gusto mo talaga yung course na 'to. So,
Yeah.
hindi ba ito influence nung in any way kasi 'di ba ang daming ano ngayon sa Facebook, sa social media na
Mm-hmm.
parang, nung ano, it was like Jokoy, if you're familiar with Jokoy, the
Yeah, yeah,
stand-up
yeah, yeah.
comedian, 'di ba?
I
Parang
met
lagi niyang
him
piece is that,
actually one time.
wow, great! Idol ko
Yeah.
siya, eh. So, parang natutuwa ako kasi yung piece niya nandun siya sa period na gusto
Mm-hmm.
siyang pag-nursingin nung ano, nung mother niya kasi yung mga tita
Mm-hmm.
niya nagpunta sa US, lahat yun mga nurse. So I was like, 'pag nakakaano ako ng nurse yung degree, parang yun din yung
Mm-hmm.
tumatatak sa'kin. It was like 2006 ata na kasagsagan
Yeah,
ng parang
true.
gano'n, 'di ba?
That's actually my era kasi I had my college when it was 2007. So talagang
Mhm.
very pick yung nursing talaga abroad. Siguro
Mm.
that's also one thing that I think helped me out to really took that course apart from I like the job. I like the profession, I like the commitment. Pero yun nga,
Mm.
I think it's not really yung calling ko for the time being. Pero
Correct,
I love
correct.
it. It's my first
Correct.
choice.
All right. So, how was it like, no, to be a nursing student? Mahirap ba? I mean, most of yung nagiging guest natin dito, if not engineering, more of business eh. So,
Mm-hmm.
seldom that we have like people coming from the medicine side. No, I think pangalawa pa lang kayo after Doc
Mm-hmm.
Argao of Argao
Okay.
Health, no. So, ano yung ano stressful ba siya ng sobra or how would you rate it parang gano'n as a student?
Okay, so yeah, I can say na mahirap kasi you're actually
Mhm.
dealing with actual lives eh. Hindi lang siya
Mhm.
guinea pig na ipapractice mo along your course. So
Mhm.
you really have to deal with a human body, buhay. So
Mhm.
it's really stressful tapos you really need to catch up, study talaga kailangan. Pero syempre,
Correct.
for those of you who's not aware, hindi naman, let's say, I'm not really in a family na super okay, wala lang kaming gagawin just to study. Hindi. Apart from my study din, when I get home, kailangan ko rin magtumulong sa family ko kasi we have a small convenience store. So yun, managing the two job together, like studying and helping your parents with the business. So that's something, alam mo yun, really challenging. Pero if you love what you do, I think you can actually achieve it.
Ay, sorry, sorry. Sorry, naka-mute pala ako. Ayan, ako yung nag-mute ba't gano'n? Anyway, so I was talking about sobrang ano ako, saludo ako sa mga tao na nagja-juggle sila ng studies and then tumutulong on the side sa parents or may nagwo-working student. Kasi mahirap na yung mag-aral, eh, what more yung may ginagawa ka po on the sides.
True.
So yun, kaya ano ako, saludo ako sa mga ganyan. So after graduation, because parang sabi mo nga, you really wanted to become a nurse or to be in this profession. So, how was it? I mean, after graduation, saan ka nakapag-work or saan ka nakapag-practice ng nursing?
Okay, so I tried to push the career kasi nga like what I said, gusto ko talaga siya. So I had my first exposure sa St. Luke's. So
Mm.
BGC. Pero I
Mm.
was, yeah, so parang, let's say hindi ko gusto yung field na napuntahan ko kasi I was aiming for specific department kasi.
Mhm.
Kasi if you're a nurse, there's a lot of department that you can work on. So ako, I wanted
Mm.
to be in emergency room or operating room. Unfortunately, hindi ako
Oo.
dun na-assign. So
Mm.
having that disappointment, sabihin natin, parang it really, I don't know, parang it makes me feel tired of the job. Kasi I wanted something na may, alam mo yun, something that's very fast, something that's always life-threatening. I don't know, I have that personality sa akin na gusto ko yung ganong approach rather than
Mm.
taking care of the bedside. Parang I find it a little boring lang.
Mm.
So yeah, that's my first job. Then I decided to try to venture other type of job. So I went to automotive na. So all my life in the Philippines was in
Hmm.
automotive industry. Yeah. The first automotive company that trusted me was a Photon Motor Philippines. I don't know if you're
Mm.
familiar with that, Sir Alex.
Yeah, familiar naman ako. Oo,
Yeah,
sa
Photon. So
photo.
Photon, basically, it's a China brand wherein they offer trucks, industrial
Mm.
equipments. Yeah. So
Mm.
after that, I moved to my last employer prior to flying to Dubai. So it's Mercedes-Benz Philippines, wherein I was handling naman luxury brands such as Mercedes-Benz, Chrysler, Dodge, mga ganon, Challenger, and then Harley Davidson. So yun. I was their sales admin, but I'm not selling. I'm more of training department. I'm more of paperwork, mga ganun.
So, correct me if I'm wrong. So, after graduating college, after trying that for like a period of time dun sa
Mm-hmm.
hospital na yun at BGC, and then when you did not parang landed or did not land on this thrilling job na you haven't tried na to apply for the same parang position that you're eyeing on a different
Uh,
hospital.
siguro let's say parang kasi for me before, pag naging part ka ni St. Luke's, you're already part of global standards eh.
Mhm.
That's my
Mm.
personal take with that. So parang when I've been there, parang hindi ko na alam to see, parang I can see myself working sa ibang hospital na. I don't know, there's a
Hmm.
personal thing that really
Mm,
pushed me na
mm.
parang okay, I think it's not really meant for me. And like what I said, if you don't really like the department that you are in, everything is so tiring lang. So
Mhm,
that's where I
mm.
decided to break a little then. Pero before, I was also planning to come back pa to medical field.
Mm.
Kaso lang, I don't know. I really enjoy the, managing people, being part of their growth. I think that's something that I'm really satisfied every time I'm seeing someone growing. So yun.
Mhm. Kasi yun yung sunod kong tanong. That's why I wanted to know the context. Why choose parang itong more of sales administration, or you're telling us
Mhm.
kanina na you're not selling but you're like on the back end helping people
Yeah,
maybe
back
grow
support.
or to learn for them to be like effective salespeople, something like that. So
Mhm. Right, right.
ano yun, parang papaano mo siya na-figure out? Kasi the reason why I'm asking is this, no, for you
Mhm.
to have the context. It's because most of us, meron tayong, 'di ba, parang yun nga, parang you get that frustration na gusto ko 'to pero hindi ko nakuha. So maybe I would try something naman na kakaiba or something that is
Mhm.
maybe aligned with what I wanted to do but on a different like
Mhm.
context or field, something like that. So parang ano yung mga naging steps or paano ka na napadpad dun sa automotive related na sales admin
Yeah, actually ano lang, parang I was just browsing for a job.
Mhm.
Tapos sabi ko, why
Mhm.
don't I try office job? Parang ganun. Sabi ko,
Okay.
I'm not really inclined with office works. However,
Mhm.
I'm very passionate kasi on what I'm doing eh. Kumbaga,
Mhm.
I can easily learn. So,
Okay.
luckily, they trusted me with the first opportunity in office work. So, yun. From there, parang I just feel more satisfied seeing them growing talaga. Kasi kapag nasa sales industry ka or nasa automotive ka or other industry apart from the healthcare, parang challenge is very unpredictable. Every now and then,
Mhm.
there's a new thing that you need to deal with. Every now
Mhm.
and then, there's a new challenges. So parang yun yung I think really pushed me to really keep going. And I also had a mentor na parang he opened my eye of a bigger picture of working back office, which I really enjoyed. So yun.
All right, so to pick up the pieces 'no, para lang
Mhm.
maintindihan ng mga kasama natin on this ano, on this particular
Mhm.
episode, it was like, okay, I'm gonna try something new because I know in myself na, or you know in yourself na, I can learn naman 'no, if I ever change yung landscape or something like that. But,
True.
what I'm seeing is this, parang you still find that job that would lead you to taking care of people, but not in the way that you know, parang
Yeah.
prepared yourself for. Like,
You got it, Sir
hindi yung sa
Alex. Yeah.
ospital, oo, 'di ba? Parang gano'n yung nakikita ko, eh. So, parang nandun
Yeah.
pa din yung traces, but,
True, true,
not
true.
medical, but more of, yun nga, human resource na side. And then,
Yeah.
one more thing is that, aside from that, yung sinasabi mo na, yun nga, parang you took the liberty to change, 'di ba? Even hindi ka sigurado. But there's something in yourself that you could thrive on that, parang ganon.
Hmm.
And then,
Yeah, right.
you mentioned also about the mentor that help you out, no? So these are things, no, if you're listening right now, these are good things that Sir Jover is actually giving us, no, kumbaga yung mga ganong key points if you're like venturing into something new, or maybe you would try to explore things out of your comfort zone. I would say these are key things that you have to remember or that you have to be equipped with, no. So ilang years kayo sir nag sales admin or dun sa back office job na yan?
Yeah, I think it's almost 5 years then, or six-ish. Yeah, I think six-ish.
Mm. Mm.
So, yeah, it's also a little long. Pero I don't really jump company kasi, I mean, as long as I'm still happy, even financially, not really. Pero if I'm happy with what I'm doing, if I still feel my value sa company, I still stay. Kasi I always believe na if you do good, money will just follow. I think that's the
Correct.
aspect I'm still bringing until now. So yun, I
Mhm.
think 6 year plus.
Mhm. All right. So actually I agree to that, no. If you do good, money will follow. Napakagandang life principle. And then what is the turning point of Jover leaving this 6 years na career sa back end office, and deciding to probably the next thing that happened was you moving outside the country.
Yeah.
Ano
Okay,
yung bakit
so
bakit
it's
biglang merong, "Sige alis tayo ng Pilipinas, try tayo sa ibang
okay.
lugar naman."
Sige, actually the intention was not really clear. It was not pure. Parang I just went to Dubai to really experience the culture, tourism purpose, pero wala talagang purpose of settling down. Pero when I reached kasi sa Dubai, parang I see the city is very promising. Alam mo yon, you'd see a lot of Filipinos, and if you hear stories of your OFW, the community there is very welcoming. Tapos, there's an equal opportunity for everyone. Whether you're educationally with advantage or wala, okay lang. They will still accept you. Kumbaga, it's really your hard work that they will see. So, yan. Yun yung nakapag-push sa akin na magstay. Having the
Mhm.
initial purpose of tourism, so I decided to stay na lang and see the possibility kung ano yung nag-aantay sa akin.
So hindi talaga planado na
No,
mag-wo-work
hindi
ka. So parang
talaga.
talagang bakasyon
Sir
lang.
Lex.
And then you've been
Yeah.
introduced with Filipino communities. Paano?
Uh,
Paano 'yun nangyari? I mean, merong nag-introduce sa'yo or parang may kakilala ka talaga before ka pumunta doon
no.
na nasa
Um,
gano'ng
I
community?
think I'm a very kasi adventurous person eh.
Mhm.
Hindi I flew to Dubai alone lang. And I don't have a friends with
Hmm.
me, nor I don't know anyone.
Mhm.
I knew someone pero she's in Abu Dhabi pa. So, It's
Mm.
kind of far, like 1 hour travel. So I flew myself, I arranged everything,
Mm.
transportation, hotel. And then in the city kasi, sa Dubai kasi, once you go down and you walk in the street, you will see a lot of Filipinos. So from there, I able to appreciate what Dubai can offer me. Not only to me, of
Mm.
course, to also to other aspirants as well who's dreaming to be in Dubai or in UAE. So yun. And
Hmm.
then along the way, parang sabi ko, malapit na yung flight ko pabalik. Kasi my initial booking was just 5 days. So sabi ko, sige, why don't I try to stay a little longer? Then yun, I pushed. Even my parents are not aware that I'll be staying longer. So I really pushed kasi I wanted to see and try rather than coming back to the Philippines, then coming back again to Dubai. Parang double gastos yun.
Mm. So how was like the job hunting during that time? Hindi ka ba nahirapan
Oh,
or paano?
2016 kasi was the hardest year of UAE. Talagang
Mm.
super dami ng mga job hunters. It reaches the point na
Hmm.
parang super dami talaga. Not only Filipinos kasi, with UAE job market, you're only competing, you're not only competing sa Filipinos eh. There's a lot of nationalities that can speak different languages with physical advantage. Alam mo yung mga ganun. So, yun. Pero I believe as a Filipino, hindi naman tayo agad susuko eh. So you'll
Mhm.
still, you'll still get, I'm sure. Lalo na kung masipag tayo.
Correct. And I think that's one trait na that's being admired by other I mean other races no sa atin na parang pag sinabing
True,
Pilipino
true.
talagang masipag yung ano. Oh, and then
Yes.
how was it? I mean, ano yung naging first job mo if I may ask?
Okay, my first job was totally outside my comfort zone. I was a sales agent.
Mm.
That's my first job.
Mhm.
Pero it was just pretty short kasi I was selling dati sporting goods. It's a Nike brand.
Mm.
So it's a well-known brand.
Mm.
However, parang hindi ko kasi talaga siya forte. I can teach people. I
Mm.
can develop people. Pero when it comes to myself selling, I can sell. But hindi talaga yon yung gusto ko. So yun. I was a
Mm.
sales agent during my initial year.
And then how your career progressed
Yeah,
from that
so
short stint.
yeah, when I started my career as a sales agent sa Dubai, I know that I wanted to reach a point na people would call me sir din eh. Kasi, you know, all of us wanted to have a better life, wanted to have a better career. So sabi ko, when I joined my first job, sabi ko, I want next year tatawagin din akong sir. And for me to do that, I need to fuel myself. I know that
Mhm.
kailangan ko mag-aral kasi sa Dubai, there's always this competition that follows. If you are a well-geared professionally, like if you bear international courses, that's your advantage. So habang
Mhm.
nag-aaral ako, I'm also working. So I able to
Okay.
manage that approach sa UAE. In 1 week, I have 1 day off. So that 1 day off, I'm in the school. So ganun yung turn around ko for over a year and 4 months.
So yung course na 'to is something aligned with what?
Human
HR na siya
resources.
or
Yes,
oh, okay.
it's
And
really
this
an
is like
HR na.
an associate degree or short course 'to ng
It's a
isang
special
university?
certification.
Mhm.
It's a short course, yes.
Mm.
So it's being offered by ACI, American Certification Institute.
Mhm.
So they do have certain degree of, sorry, not degree, there are certain certification that will fall
Levels of
under your
certification.
expertise lang. So
Oo.
I started with professional level kasi you have to finish muna the professional eh, since I'm not
Mm.
really an HR back then. So
Mm.
after I finished the certification for professional, that's the time I took the manager, that's the time I took the consultant level. So along the
Mm.
way, I'm still coming for a special training, special online session. So I also had attended a coaching process. So yun, medyo na-engage ako on studying. That's why I did not able to visit din sa Philippines while I'm processing myself
Hmm,
to become a better
mm,
professional. Kasi I
mm.
believe that if you wanted to achieve something, you have to work hard. Hindi lang pwedeng meron akong isang certification. Kasi other people may have 10. So kapag yun yung kalaban mo sa market, medyo disadvantage mo na yun. So yeah,
Wow.
that's actually the short story of how I reached my HR
Hmm.
life.
Sobrang ano pala 'no, sobrang steep nung competition sa I mean, talking to
Sobra.
you now 'no, I mean, UAE job market as you are, telling us 'no,
Super,
na
super.
parang sometimes if you're here, maybe you're listening or watching this, sinasabi natin parang gaining that one certification is good enough. Pero yung pala, yung
No.
sabi nga ni Jover dito, yung katabi ko pala dun sa ano, yung kasabi ko nag-apply, 10 pala yung dalang certification. So,
Oo,
you have
actually.
to develop and develop, no? And I admire your passion for learning since, again, pinatunayan mo ulit na parang you can juggle yung pag-aaral at saka yung pagtatrabaho. Kasi isang day off, you allotted that. And you know, parang you have this high kumbaga quotient in terms of alam ko na parang I have to do this kasi if I will not do
Mhm.
this I'll be stuck in the same maybe place and
True.
given that na parang may gusto kang ma-achieve na gusto mo nga parang at maybe X number of years no or the next
Mhm.
year you'll be called a sir kumbaga parang yun nandun ka na sa position that you'll be able to be called na mas okay yung position compared to
Right.
dun sa mga kung saan ka nag-start or kung paano ka nagsimula.
True, true, true.
Napaka-ano, and then after nun, paano ka nakauwi? I mean, hindi naman siguro ito lang yung unang uwi mo sa Pilipinas.
No,
Don't
no,
tell
no.
me.
I mean, before I decided to get in sa school doon, umuwi
Mm.
muna ako kasi I know that
Ah,
it will take another year of me to go on vacation
mm.
again. So,
Okay,
yun. Umuwi muna ako ng, I think, twice, I had it twice a year, 2018. Sorry, 18 and 19. In between, dalawang beses ako umuwi.
mm.
Yeah,
So
kasi,
parang once
uh,
once a year nakauwi ka,
no,
parang
sorry,
gano'n?
in between. So, dalawang, sa isang taon, twice ako umuwi.
Okay,
After six
okay.
months.
So mas
Oo.
madalas, oo, madalas
Oo,
naman.
kasi sabi ko na I know that once I move a new job and to a new industry, I cannot say sa boss ko na pauwi muna ako ng Philippines.
Oo,
No.
kasi
So, ginear up ko na yung sarili ko.
correct. Kasi you need tenure, 'di ba? Especially when you're new
Yes.
in the organization. Kaya nga parang 'di
Yeah,
ba in the usual kapag yung nare-regular parang you
true.
need 6 months. Tapos yung 6 months na yun, you need
Yeah,
to perform talaga na
true.
wala kang absent and
Yeah, sa
you're
UAE
you're very
naman, you need at least 12 months of tenure before you can ask for a vacation. So that's gonna be
Mhm.
your 13th month sa company. You can ask for a 1 year, 1 month leave. It's a paid
Hmm.
naman, anyways.
Okay, so ganun pala yung setup dun
Mm-hmm.
sa Dubai. Ayan, so we're
Yeah,
now on the 30th mark of the episode and just for I'm gonna give you a little bit of rest for your voice as we try to recognize, of course, the people and the organizations behind this episode. So I'm gonna pull you off the screen and then tawagin kita ulit, no, after some announcement.
sure.
All right. So far, very good na episode and we're learning a lot from Sir Jover. But of course, let's try to um, greet muna yung mga people and parties who are the reason paano tayo meron ganitong episode for tonight. And again, this is season 3, episode 5. Kapihan with Sir Lex featuring of course Mr. Jover de la Cruz, the managing director of PhilPro Consultancies. And of course, this episode is brought to you by Aslex Page Academy, with partnership with Tuos, Data Analytics Made Easy, Pinoy IE's iExcel CIE Review Center, Apparel, Startup Podcast PH, and of course, Feel Pro Consultancies. Ayan po, no? So balikan ulit natin si Sir Jover at ipagpatuloy natin ang ating kwentuhan about what happened after nung schooling niya. Ayan, Sir Jover, ayan po, welcome back. And
Thank you.
interested ako ngayon, okay, after mong matapos yung ano, what happened? Ano yung naging effect? Kasi of course, may ine-expect na parang, okay, after kong
Yes,
matapos
yes.
'tong schooling ko na 'to na one year and 4 months, ano yung naging benefit? Ano yung nangyaring sunod?
So after that, when I got the certification, kasi it comes with licensing. Parang you have to renew it every 5 years. So when I had
Hmm,
that with me, of course, I came to my boss. Then I told him na, hey sir, I think I am already eligible for a manager position. Ganun
alright.
talaga, like super
Wow!
confident ako. So I
Alright.
told him na, sir, I think if you are looking for a HR manager, I think I'm ready. And luckily, yung Ara boss ko naman is so
Mhm,
supportive of me. So yeah, that's the first time I took the managerial position. Then from there, parang everything just get very wide when it comes to my
mhm,
networks, when it comes to my educational level. Kasi
mhm.
being a manager kasi, hindi lang yan the title eh. For you
Correct.
to for you to show to your team, dapat you still keep fueling yourself. So it means I never stop from
Mhm,
there. I also I had a mentorship with one renowned businessman sa US. So I just
mhm,
don't want to say the name kasi those are private session kasi with them. So that's the advantage kasi in Dubai. In Dubai, there's a lot of e-courses that you can take directly from the strategist, directly from the businessman. So ganon. So yeah,
mhm.
and that's the first time I managed 198 employees.
Wow!
Yeah. A little
That's
challenge
quite a
kasi,
lot 'no? Oo,
yeah, super.
ang dami
Especially
nun.
sa Dubai. Oo.
Mhm,
Sa Dubai kasi, there's a law na kailangan talaga familiar ka. Not only familiarity. So, you need to master yung batas nila for you to become an HR manager. Kasi how
mhm.
can you implement a policy kung ikaw mismo you don't know the policy itself? How can you improve the current practice kung ikaw hindi mo alam yung sinasabi ng labor. So, it's really a matter of, studying or application of what you've learned, then modifying it to a better practice sa organization nyo.
Correct, correct. Of course, we're talking about people and then kumbaga dito sa atin
Yes,
sa Philippines, DOLE, yung Department of
true,
Labor and Employment. So, 'di ba parang
true,
kapag
true.
ano, if you don't know the law, 'di ba, ignorance of the law excuses no one, 'di ba?
Excuses no one.
Sabi nga natin.
Yeah.
And of course, if you talk about labor law kasi napakamahal din kasi ng labor disputes, 'no?
Mhm.
Napakamahal at napakahirap, 'no, na magkameron ka
True,
ng
true.
labor-related na mga complaints, ayan. So,
Mhm.
pero 'yun, I would want to believe that what you're telling us tonight or in this episode ay hindi siya parte pa nung certification. Kasi yung certification, I would want to believe that that's like a generic na ano eh. Yung law, yung labor
Mhm.
law na specific dun sa context ni Dubai, inaral mo siya kasi it's a requirement of the position or parang
Yeah,
yun nga sabi mo
true,
not
true.
only familiarity but mastery. So ano yun, course ulit
Yes.
yun or meron lang
It's a short course lang. I think
short
it took
course?
me 2 days lang kasi the
Mm.
labor law naman sa Dubai, it's very well defined eh. I mean,
Mm.
aklarado kasi si Dubai. Number of hours, entitlement, process, procedure, ganun lang siya.
Mm.
Napaka-clear.
Mm.
Wala siyang
Mm.
mga gray shades na pwede mong
Mm.
ayusin. Kumbaga sila,
Oo, oo.
they gave you a clear and super defined labor law na susundin mo lang siya
Mm.
if you're the one
Oo.
managing the organization.
Correct. So maganda 'no, parang 0-1 lang siya, walang in between na ano,
True. Wala.
oo. So, after nun, what happened? I mean, how long did you practice yung pagiging HR? Kasi I can see from what you're telling us right now,
Mhm.
na naging ano mo na rin na parang you fell in love with it.
Yes.
Nagtuloy-tuloy kasi hindi ka naman I mean, coming from what you shared, may tendency ka kasi na 'pag hindi talaga sa'yo, you felt it, you've seen it,
Mhm.
you experienced it, you'll jump, eh. Parang gano'n yung ano.
Mhm.
So, I
True.
would assume na you fell really in love with, what you're doing sa HR. and then at Dubai. So for how long have you been doing that, or have you done that?
Yeah, I think I'm already practicing, let's say, 6 years in a row.
6 years.
Yes.
And now,
And then, mhm.
paano ka napunta dun sa ibang engagement mo ngayon? We're not talking about Phil Pro consultancies.
Yeah, so I reached to a point kasi that, I don't know, parang in our practice kasi as an HR, there's a lot of thing you can discover that you can actually improve the organization. Kasi for me, if I'm handling an organization, my main goal is to lower down the attrition rate. Kasi I don't like training people, then the people will just leave.
Correct.
The people will leave kasi usually they don't like the bosses, they are not
Mhm.
well compensated, they felt
Mhm.
they are not being heard. So, yun yung mga ina-address ko every time I'm dealing with an organization. Every time I'm their HR manager, I need to make sure that even the smallest position, and by the way, there is no smallest position. I'm just telling it to a hierarchy level. Even I am the least person in the organization, I need to make sure na check ko sila. I need to go down, I need to check them out. How are they doing? Ano yung problema? Is there anything that we can do to assist you? Kasi I know the feeling if you are not being heard. Kasi during my initial years sa Dubai, it was my position. I'm not being
Mhm.
heard kasi they just listen to the highest role, which sabi ko sa sarili ko, if ever the chance na makukuha ko yung highest position na yon, I wanna make different approach na parang regardless of the position, you should be heard. So yun yung
Mhm.
ginawa ko. I think that also the advantages of being a Filipino. Kasi tayo, if we're Filipino, we have the heart you know? We use that in deciding. However, we also consult our brain. So I think that's the advantage kung bakit I able to really dominate the industry na kung nasaan ako.
Mhm. So, after 6 years ng practice ng HR, familiarizing and
Mm-hmm.
mastering yung craft mo diyan,
Sure.
as HR practitioner, and getting, buffing your profile with all these certifications and courses and all that practices. So you started your own business.
Yeah, it's actually a pandemic baby, Sir Lex.
Okay. So tell
Yeah,
us the
kasi,
story. Kasi I think
yeah.
it was si Eli is asking also in the comment. Sabi niya, question po, how did you start your business, which is yung Philpro consultancies.
Yeah. So,
People might be
this,
might be really interested. Can
okay,
you
the
tell us
story
a bit of
behind
the
kasi
story?
is this. During pandemic, parang I am one of those unfortunate employees na kailangan mawala ng trabaho. Which I think everyone
Okay.
naman, almost all sa Dubai naman, experience the same. So sabi ko, I can survive without work. However, yung working naman noon is wala talagang hiring totally. Kasi nga, walang
Mm-mm.
business. Restaurants are closed. So, sabi ko, I think I need to really find something na I can offer sa market na bago siya. Kasi
Mm.
usually, we do have the finance consultant. We do have the health and safety consultants. We do have almost all the department, but there's no HR that really take care of the team, even you're not part of the team. You know what I mean? So,
Mm.
having that advantages, parang sabi ko, I think I can try to introduce this sa market, having my approach with me. Parang sabi ko sa kanila, if you are if you don't have the capacity to hire an HR manager, kasi HR manager would cost you how much? On top of that, you still need to pay all the government mandated. Also, you have
Benefits.
to pay the onboarding process. Also, the
Mm.
visa cost. That's the most painful part of being an employee sa Dubai. How much would the visa cost me for me to get
Mhm.
onboarded? So sabi ko, we can actually remove all of those things. Then we can streamline the function. So that's where I ended up having the retainers approach and tailored services for human resources. So yeah, luckily naman people appreciate it, and yeah, this is the new trend now in Dubai, having the extension office to a consultancy firm, which like what I'm doing right now.
Hmm. Mhm. So papaano nakakatuwa lang yung ano, yung ganong, parang, spark 'no, yung pag-pop out ng idea na, "Why not try this?" Because, you've
Mm-hmm.
seen like some pain points and opportunities you've tried and, you were able to test it and
Mm-hmm.
people, had it 'no. Kumbaga parang they uh, got the idea of what you're trying to tell them. Pero of
Mm-hmm.
course, at first I would want to assume na mahirap kasi paano ka nag-offer? I mean, how did you
Yeah.
offer this to like your first client?
Yeah, actually the process was really shady nung una kasi even me, I don't know how to formalize it. I wanna be honest. Kasi being in a
Correct, correct.
corporate setup, then coming to a remote approach, parang sabi ko, oh my God, this is actually challenging. But I know that during your first approach, it's gonna be trial and error. Eh? I think what I
Mm,
did is actually come to all the people who trusted me, all my previous bosses, all the
mhm,
companies that trusted me, that hired me full time. So sila yung unang nilapitan ko. I started within my
correct.
circle. So
Mhm,
fortunately, I able to clinch one very first client under
mhm.
Philprod, and he's a Filipino. So I think he's my blessing. This couple is the first Filipino brand in the UAE and my first client sa Philto. So yeah, sila yung
So
unang nagtiwala
you
sa
you
akin.
you pitch the idea, and then was it
Yeah.
like a very smooth one na parang
Uh,
sila ba yung unang pinag-pitchan mo or pang-ilan ba sila sa pinag-pitchan mo nung ano
actually,
nung
pinag-pitchan ko, I think they were like, sila yung pang-sampo.
10? So parang one successful out of 10. That's a pretty good ad, ha.
Yeah.
I mean, one
Yeah.
out of 10 kasi probably ako parang mga one out of 50 gano'n, mga before I got my first client. I mean, as like
Yeah.
speech saka di ba first client. So
I think,
very very
oo,
ano, very good ad.
oo. Ako naman siguro, I think the only challenges during the pitching process is the budget. Doon kami hindi nagkakasundo. I think those 10 naman, I had like successful of 5. Pero sa budget talaga kami hindi nagkakatugma. Siyempre, I know naman my services. My services is more on strategic approach, and I know that the value is this. And if the client will tell me, no, this is the only budget, of course, I can compromise, lalo na kapag hindi ganun kalaki yung difference. Kasi let's admit the fact na we also work for our, personal living, to help our family abroad, in the Philippines. So yun, successful ones that we really come up to a better partnership is, can I tell the brand ba or no? Will it be
Okey lang
fine?
naman, wala namang ano,
Okay,
wala
so
namang
it's my very
problema.
first successful client is Kuya Filipino Eatery. So that's the very
Mhm.
first Filipino restaurant in Dubai, owned and
Hmm.
managed by Chef JP Anglo.
Oh,
Yes.
okey. Master Chef, 'di ba?
Yeah, right.
Philippines. Alright, alright. Wow, that's a very big one, ha. I mean, um, very good client. So, after nung kuya na restaurant, how how were you able to expand? Kasi of course after niyan you have the success story na, eh. Parang, oh,
Yes,
this
yeah.
ano, you have the use case na. Kasi yun yung gusto kong
Yes.
ano rin kanina na parang, unless otherwise you were able to get the success story, the first use case, ang hirap kasing pitch pa din, eh. Kasi unless
Yeah.
otherwise, it's still gonna be like a not validated na ano, na parang approach
Sure.
until such time na meron ka na talagang success story. So after nun, I would want to assume na medyo naging busy ka lalo, correct?
True. During the time that I'm opening Kuya, so there's another project that get in, which is the famous restaurant naman sa Germany. So I also opened that. So it's actually two pre-opening in one time. So dalawa lang kami ng business partner ko that time. So we don't have the capacity yet to hire people below
Mhm.
us. So I'm just tapping more of a consultant freelancers lang.
Mm,
So
mm.
sabi ko, I think the blessing is just really keep going kasi we're really putting our heart kasi 100% approach and it's more personalized. So I don't want them to feel na parang we are a transactional company, no. We
Mm.
wanted them to feel that we're more of personalized approach na
Mm.
parang
Relational.
sasabihin yes, really, really. Kasi really touches the core of each and every individual. So yun,
Correct.
we able to open three altogether outlets. So kasi the span of opening the restaurant is 3 months eh. So within that
Mhm.
first 3 months from December, we're opening three outlets. Like
Wow.
wala na kaming pahinga even Sundays. We have to work.
Grabe, workaholic.
Oh, Sir Lex, it was the first, alam mo yun, first achievement na meron kami. Then after that, all the accounts are just coming. Then we
Correct.
able to, we able to get at least a fair judgment from them. And,
Mhm.
they're the one referring us sometimes. And sometimes naman, the people that we've managed are referring us. So, ganun yung nangyari with our businesses.
Mhm. So word of mouth na
Yeah,
marketing na pala yung naging well, of course,
true.
you will not expect naman people recommending you or referring you to other
Definitely.
people in your network if you did not do good. I mean, if
Right.
the experience is
True.
good, I mean, sabi mo nga, you do good and money will follow, 'di ba? So
Yes.
yun din yung principle, 'di ba? So interested lang ako kasi parang kanina we're talking about, of course, the management approach. I think we're talking about people side of it, but now we're talking restaurant. So meaning parang yung naging specialization is more of the application of that approach, which yun nga sabi ko nga use case. It so happened that the first use case is restaurant. That's why
Yes.
parang they've been integrated to each other, parang creating
Yeah.
a use case na specific or framework specific to successfully launching restaurant through that approach. Parang ganun ba
Yes.
yun?
Right,
All
right.
right.
Actually, when I was still a full-time kasi, majority of the company that I handled is restaurant talaga. So parang,
Oh.
yeah, parang, I don't know. F&B kasi is really promising industry. Alam mo
Mm.
yon, parang
Mm.
turnover is very fast. So much a
Mm.
challenge ka as the HR manager. So
Mm.
it comes also to a point na parang you don't know if you're doing the right strategy kasi people are just keep
Mm.
coming. They come and
Mm.
go. So
Mm.
sabi ko, when I had my first client, I want to make sure that within a year I don't have any resignees with me, which luckily we able
Mm.
to have that. So retention plan is really good. Retention program is really well backed up. So yun.
Wow. That's nice. No, I mean, in the context of what we're doing here at Aslex, I mean, most of what we're doing are like problem solving. You mentioned about attrition rate. That's one.
Yes,
Well, in service industries, that's one of the key metric if you are looking into your KPIs really, kasi you would want to
true.
retain your people as much as
Exactly.
possible because the cost of
Mm-hmm.
attrition is too high because you have to onboard, you have to train again, you have
A
to,
lot.
there's a lot of costs into it. So I salute you for
Yeah.
that. I mean, you should be writing like a
Thank
book
you,
on
Sir
this
Lex.
or like doing a program for this.
Yeah, I
Maybe
actually
soon
had
enough.
yeah, I actually had one session before with one academy in Dubai. So I able to share my stories and yeah, it's actually a Filipino academy naman sa Dubai that I
Mm,
able to share one session lang kasi I don't really have time to, though I want it, of course,
mm,
sharing to your co-Filipinos the knowledge that I've gathered, the practices that I think effective for the time
mm,
being. So
mhm,
yun, I think I'm open for that. However, I just need to really find right time to really do that. But definitely, teaching is part of me. Kasi
mhm,
before we onboard people, we give different type of trainings from
mhm.
hard skills, soft skills. Yeah.
Correct, no? Especially the F&B industry, no? If I would
Yes.
pitch my 2 cents, hindi lang naman 'yan parang magaling kang mag-serve or whatsoever. It comes with,
No.
people skills and,
Right.
everything that customer service because, I
True.
mean, you and I we became like ano rin naman, 'di ba? Clients of a restaurant or
True.
a
True.
patron
True.
of a restaurant. So you go there because of the overall service na binibigay. And
Mm-hmm.
sometimes
True.
I
True.
even
True.
these people on the front lines, they basically absorb yung galit or yung
Mhm.
irritation, and they have to be trained on that, di ba? So yeah, I mean,
Exactly.
I think you're doing a very good job, and now you're back in the Philippines because, not for,
Yeah.
not for like vacation, but for work, and it's
Uh,
good to know na you launch your business all the way from Dubai. Yun yung
yeah.
kagandahan.
So, mhm. The reason why we're actually here, me and my business partner, is that we decided to actually launch din sa Dubai, sa Philippines, on what,
Wow.
yeah, parallel to what we're doing sa Dubai. And
Mm,
fortunately, Chef JP and the wife is really supportive of us. So sila
mm,
rin yung unang client namin sa Philippines. And
mm,
yeah, we're also doing our best to do the transformational approach kasi
mm,
they have the restaurants already for some times and they want everything to be settled in and
mm,
to reorganize on what we did with Kuya. So, yun.
mm. Maganda ring case study 'to kasi, this is not conclusive. This is just my 2 cents about that. I mean,
Mhm.
probably in Dubai, you mentioned about the culture of work, or maybe the people who are involved in the workforce is
Mhm.
not pretty much exactly the same with, of course, when you talk about
Definitely.
Philippines, 'di ba? So there's gonna be like optimization or tweakings on the model that you're using that could
Yeah,
be
true, true,
useful
true, true.
when you again transfer to another culture, na parang, okay, this one, hindi sila apple to apple, something like that, itong
Right,
gantong
right.
component. Diba?
True.
All right. So thank you, Jover, for sharing that. And a very good run of discussion that we're having here. But unfortunately, we need to, we need to cap off the session. So I forgot to mention you pala during the short preparation natin on backstage, we cap off the
Mhm.
session with the top 3 lessons that you've had in your life so far. So
Mhm.
para at least mabigyan ka rin ng oras, I'm gonna pull you off from the screen to think of the top
Sure.
3 lessons, and then as I call you back, of course, we'll dive into the top 3 lessons learned
Okay.
so far, no? So
All right, sure.
habang acknowledge lang ulit natin yung ating mga kasama dito na naging reason bakit tayo may episode na ganito for tonight. Alright? So, we'll be
All
seeing you
right.
in a short break lang. Alright? So, ang ganda ng kwento. Yung pala, ganun pala yung naging reason kung bakit siya nandito again sa Philippines, and paano yung nangyari na yung sharing ng best practices and all that. And, I personally, parang okay yun. Launching from outside the Philippines and you're trying to go back here, and that's, that's gonna be meaning a lot to, Filipinos who would want to um take the same path. But of course, again, this episode is episode 5 of season 3, Kapihan with Sir Lex, featuring of course none other than Mr. Jover de la Cruz, the managing director of Phil Pro Consultancies. And of course, we would want to say thanks to our partners. Ayan, Aslak Speech Academy is the main presenter, of course, in partnership with 2OS, Data Analytics Made Easy, Pinoy IEs, iExcel CA Review Center, Grace Apparel, Startup Podcast PH, and of course, Feel Pro Consultancy. So let's recall Jover back to our session. Ayan. Welcome back. And of course,
Thank
as
you.
just like any other special guest that we have dito sa ating session, top 3 lessons learned na gusto mong iwanan sa ating mga audience bago natin i-cap
Okay.
off yung session natin today.
Yeah, I think first and foremost is if you do good, money will just follow. So if we invest something, for example, not money, if we invest our time, our heart to any project, definitely it will turn out to the best of it. The money will just follow. So that's the first thing I think. And the second, uh, always strategize before going to any game or going to any project. Kasi strategizing is really important. And the last one that I think really vital to share is that uh, never never get afraid of trying new things. Kasi that thing could be your ultimate calling or it could be your best of you. So yun. I think that's the three things that I wanted you guys to get from this story. And thank you so much, Sir Lex, for giving me the chance to share my story. Though I know it's not in the right place, I'm so sorry. But yeah, like what I've mentioned, I always wanted to make it personalized. That's why from morning to afternoon until evening, I'm here in the client's place because I want to see how people works. I want to see what are the challenges, and I also want to see if we are giving the best services that we can give to the guest.
All right. No worries, no worries. We are very fortunate na you've given us your time. I know you're a very busy person, especially na you're wrapping things up kasi you're gonna go back to UAE. But before I let you go, again, thank you, Jover, for that. And we've been talking about potential partnerships and collaborations between Aslex PH and your networks and then other
Looking
ventures.
forward.
Yeah, so if you're watching and listening, especially for those HR practitioners out there, so watch out for our collaboration projects, no? But before I let you go, yan, i-recall lang natin, number one of the top three lessons learned ni Jover so far, if you do good, money will just follow. Number two, always strategize before going to any game or project. And number three, never get afraid of trying new things. Again, maraming salamat, Jover, and
Thank you, Sir Lex.
safe as you travel back to Dubai. Ayan. So,
Thank you.
thank you and invite them pala to follow you sa social
Yeah,
media pages or if you have like Facebook page, you can promote please.
sure. To all the viewers and sa lahat ng mga aspirant HR or for the aspirant entrepreneurs. So you can follow me on my IG. It's me, Jover. To my page then. So PhilPro Consultancies. Also to the LinkedIn, it's PhilPro Consultancies. So yeah, yun lang.
All right.
Sorry, my FB guys, kasi FB for me, it's a little personal. So I don't really share to public kasi I still find a space for my personal life.
Alright. No worries, no worries. So, pwede nating sundan or i-follow yung SOCMEDs ng Philpro Consultancies both in Facebook
Yes,
and in LinkedIn.
LinkedIn.
Maraming
Right.
salamat ulit, Jover de la Cruz, the Managing Director of Philpro Consultancies.
Thank you so much, everyone.
Ayan. Thank you. And of course, maraming salamat po for having your time spent in this Wednesday night, evening, no? Yung 1 hour po ninyo dito sa ating episode for tonight. And hopefully, marami kayong natutunan. Kasi ako, ang dami kong natutunan, no? I mean, from the journey of, transferring to another country, working with cultures, and then rising to the ranks, and now being the boss of his own through his venture Philpro Consultancy. So ayan po. And hopefully marami tayong natutunan pwedeng i-share. Let's invite our friends then to watch every Wednesday 7 p.m. to 8 p.m. Kapihan with Sir Lex. And with that, maraming salamat po and let's see each other again next Wednesday. Don't forget to follow us at our Facebook, LinkedIn, YouTube, and Instagram. It's Aslex PH Academy. Maraming salamat and again, keep safe and God bless everyone.